Coming to you live from the rinks in Hauppauge. You're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League here on LI Sports Network. Ryan Branigan, Brady Campbell, cameraman Wally Mitchell here to break you down, or bring you through a fantastic junior varsity, second junior varsity matchup of the night. This time between Smithtown Hauppauge and St. Anthony JV Black. We saw St. Anthony JV Gold moments ago defeat SCHSHL 5-4 in a thrilling back and forth game. And Brady, I say we expect nothing less from this game between Smithtown Hauppauge and St. A's Black.
Developmental, freshman, JV, varsity, it doesn't matter. You see the Bulls, you see the Friars, you know it's going to be a good game. Two of the all-time SCHSHL powerhouses at every single level. And as you said, we just saw a phenomenal game involving the other St. Anthony's team as they got a one-goal win over SCHSHL. This should be no different. An interesting thing this year is Smithtown Hauppauge, of course, having their red and their blue team. They've added some pieces. St. Anthony's Black, the same. These two towns, if you will, their teams that represent them, have had two teams now these last few seasons, and it should be very interesting. Of course, the Smithtown Hauppauge team, unfinished business from last season.
Absolutely. They did not have two separate teams last season. They just had the one.
I got the divisions confused. They had the one. It'll be interesting to see this year now that they have two different ones.
Yes.
After falling so short in the championship.
That is correct. You mentioned falling so short in the championship. They, of course, fell to ESM in the final just to see a few months ago. Feels like a long time ago. That was back in March. And so, yeah, as you mentioned, unfinished business. And both of these teams, no matter they're separated or together, it's championship or bust. And both of them up and down the lineup. The reason they split in two is just they're just so deep and so good. They have too many good players. That's a good problem to have. And it just means their varsity teams will be that much more loaded as we get set for puck drop momentarily. We'll get a look at the goaltending matchup. Looks to be in goal tonight for St. Anthony. Number 31, Christopher Urso, will be between the pipes. He is joined as well as goaltender wearing number 32, Brandon Huber. On the other end of the ice, Nick Serpico. He was the goaltender last year or one of the goaltenders last year for Smithtown Hauppauge. And a goaltender coming up from the freshman rank, Sean Wogemuth. But if I had to bet, it would be Serpico between the pipes here tonight for the Bulls.
Yeah, but it looks like it will be. But as you mentioned, both these teams, they probably have their number one guys, but they really, Serpico can't make it one night or whatever. Wogemuth is a phenomenal option to have behind him, and vice versa with St. A's starting Urso and calling up Brandon Huber behind him this year with his first year with this team.
Again, it's star-studded lineup on one side and the other. We should be set for a fantastic game. And just moments before puck drop, we'll step aside for a brief moment. And we'll return for puck drop. You're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League here on LI Sports Network. Referee set to drop the puck. We're set to go underway here at St. Anthony, Smithtown Hauppauge. Smithtown Hauppauge, JV Red, St. Anthony, JV Black. And loose puck controlled by the Friars. Try to work their way into the zone. It's taken away. And here's Ryan Anderson. He had the overtime winner against SCHSHL in the JV semis a season ago. Loose puck in the corner. It's Dorian to Anderson. bouncing puck nearly found its way through. Anderson once more. Try to send that puck to Basile. No dice. Dorian trying to go to work behind the net. He's helped out by his teammate, that being Ackerman. Or pardon me, it's 85, Christian Krikow. Dorian. Scrum in the corner. Krikow coming over for assistance. Wraparound attempt and a great save made. And covering up the Friar netminder, Christopher Urso.
Good shift here for the Bulls to start, picking up right where they left off last season. Last season, not only they made it to the championship, it's a best of 3. They took game 1 6-2. And unfortunately for them, it just didn't work out in games 2 and 3. But they look hot to start.
Aiden Pape speeding through the neutral zone. Ultimately, puck turned over and take it back the other way. Logan Kirscher. Kirscher on his backhand. Centers! Shot! Oh, what a stop! Incredible save made by Urso.
Here's another look at it. Oh boy, has he been tested early. The wraparound, and then what a stop that is, going right to left.
Bulls win the draw. Trying to flip it on further, ends up in the Friar bench. Dylan Pardini. Pardini, a captain of one of the 2 freshman teams Smithtown Hauppauge had last season. Another face-off to the left of Urso. Shot off the draw and a save made by Urso. A great chance brought on by Sean Power. Friars trying to regather things in their own zone. Power, great forechecking, separates man from puck. They continue to battle away in the corner. Eventually, it's Costa. The shot goes off a stick. Good defensive stick positioning from Leno. Still in the zone, however. Power went down, gets back up, tries to make a play behind the net, and instead prevailing is Tazara. And now finally the Friars get it out of the zone, and making a play on the puck when he perhaps shouldn't have was Connor Krikow. And you got a stoppage.
Only 2 minutes, 5 seconds gone here, but it's kind of like the last game where St. Anthony's goal dominated the first, and Sachem could barely do anything. So far, once again, only the first few minutes, but it's been all down this left end of the ice here in favor of the Bulls.
Avlanitis had a chance at that puck, went through him. Friars look to clear, they do, only as far as Avlanitis. And again, Smithtown Hauppauge send it through on goal, and Urso will cover up. So all Bulls really to start early in this game. 2:12:28 to go. Another face-off win, and a shot whistles wide. Came off the stick of Costa, one of the carryovers from last season on their JV squad. That fell just short of championship glory. Along the wall, Lucido directs one toward the net wide. Picked up behind the net by the Friars' Palladino. Still right back out in front, a stick save made. Urso having trouble clearing the zone early on are the Friars. Good stretch pass, and finally St. Anthony's breakout pass just too far for Alec Giacoppi. But a good forechecking play by Giacoppi, but losing a stick to try to keep the cycle going. Gavin McCormick, and Palladino will come back on the puck in his own zone. Palladino's pass hit his own man. Again, struggling to get the puck out of the zone cleanly. St. Anthony carrying it through now. Lawler to himself around the boards. Basile gets there. Lawler back on it. Sidesteps a few. Lawler puts the puck in an open space. Banked it right along to his intended target. A pass out in front. Back now in possession. And out of the zone was Liam Healy. Now 2-on-1 developing for the Bulls. Shot never got through. Was it a pass? Not sure. Either way, Meyer will spin it down low. Trying to get it to his teammate, Porcerina. Instead, Friars take back control. And a good lead pass. It's Lawler wrapping it around. Held in there by Healy. Bulls take over. Into the zone with speed, but offside, and Doyle frustrated as that was a 4-on-2, Brady.
Yeah, that's one play the Bulls are going to want back, but Friars looking pretty sloppy here early on. They had a potential 2-on-1, and just a missed pass, and then their own end a chance to clear, and they hit their own guy. And obviously, both teams trying to shake off some of the rust from the offseason. Not that there's much for either of these sides.
Dorian Christian Krickow. Here's Dorian. Looking for room. Try to drop pass to Krickow. It was read beautifully by the Friars defenseman, that being Tazara. Puck rolls around. Again, Friars trying to break out. Aspromonte into open space. Kirscher gets back on it off the skate of Christian Krickow. And down low, Ryan Anderson will be the first on it for Smithtown Hauppauge. No score, so we're over 5 minutes through here in the first period. Touch pass on for Dorian. Dorian into the zone. Good lead pass for Anderson. Anderson, a shot denied by Urso. Giveaway, backhand shot, a left pad save by Urso on Dorian. Caden Dorian's pass couldn't get on the stick of the left shot Pardini, who will backhand it back in deep. Played on further here from Tazara.
What a hit by Krickow there.
Out of the zone. We settle down further by the Bulls. Lucido trying to bank one ahead, too far for Dorian. And right back the other way it goes. Looking to make a play on it is Brennan Parker. Dorian could not get through the Friar defense. Lucido for Parker. Now Anderson. Ryan Anderson into the zone. Weaving, nice move. Anderson, shot wide. Great rush up the ice nonetheless from Ryan Anderson. Lucido keeps in at the blue line. Dribbling puck could be settled down by Palladino. Giveaway, Costa turns, shot blocked. Another try, sticked away, Urso. To the blue line, Lucido. Fans on the wrist shot, just tried to backhand one through. Power trying to help out. Lucido will just bank it down the wall. Collision in the corner. Power. And now a chance and a blocker save made. Coming out of the corner was Connor Krickow. Another long shot. Went off his defenseman and stopped by Urso. Another shot denied. That was Alec Giacoppi's stick. The forward. Sent across, nobody home. And now finally the Friars can exit the zone. Welter taken over by Costa. Bulls reset. Connor Krickow trying to catch the St. Anne's on a change. A shot, a glove save made by Urso.
Boy, and he's been good, and has he had to be. Another phenomenal shift by Smithtown Hauppauge. Unfortunately for them, they come away empty again. They're probably wondering what we got to do here. Christopher Urso has been standing tall here in this first half of this first period.
He's ready for the oven because he's been salted and peppered throughout this game. Avlanitis, wrist shot, and getting a piece of it was Urso. Into the near side. Along the half wall in the corner area. Puck rolls free and can be finally batted out, but Basile kind of giving the Friars a break there, banking it right back on. It's Daniel Munch coming over from KPC. Shot blocked. Bulls looking to reset. Near side, good stretch pass Avlanitis. He's unable to get around Munch. Munch trying to bank it to himself. Basile regathers for the Bulls, goes D to D. Slow things down a bit. Good little D-to-D pass again, originating from Neil Doyle. Back down low, it's Ty Shimkus, who becomes a member of the Black and Gold from Middle Country, where he played last season for their freshman team. Backhanded along, controlled by Lawler, and puck ending up in the Bull bench. But it's been all Bulls as we have 6:08 to go here in the first.
And Sean Wolgemuth tossing the linesman that puck. I don't think he was necessarily expecting to make a save on the bench. I believe that hit him.
He's
shaking off his hand. I thought it might have caught him in the mask area from the noise it made, but chalk one down for Wolgemuth as well.
Yeah, Wolgemuth, you got to stay alert there on the bench, even as the backup Tendy. Costa sends in. Rolls around to the other side, Pardini on the backhand, and that will deflect off the stick of Robert Leno and into the Friar bench.
Another part of the Smithtown Hauppauge game here. They play oh, look out. Someone just lost his footing. Looks like Joseph Poserina. But they play a very physical brand of hockey. It seems like every time the puck goes behind the Friars net, they're hitting whichever Friar goes back there to get the puck.
And a more speed-based game for the Smithtown Hauppauge Bulls, as an outlet pass connecting, originating from Costa. Centering feed wouldn't go. Costa spinning and fanning on that one, allowing the Friars to break out. Aiden Pape wraps it around the wall, round to the far side. Two Bulls, though, are there, and they'll win the puck battle. Pardini skating ahead with it. Dylan Pardini just try to guide it toward the net. He's helped out by that's Poserina.
What a
good
play.
Takeaway shot, just wide. Dorian. Oh no! Anderson keeps it alive. To Krikow shot. No! Urso again comes up big. Anderson. This line has been so dangerous. Smithtown Hauppauge on the back end, just having their way in the offensive zone. That pass though blocked. Good play by Leno. Not out. Kept in by Brennan Parker. Lacido will keep this one in as well. Anderson down low. Backhand pass. It was on the backhand of Dorian, set up Krikow, and it was blocked. Anderson lost it. And just a desperation clearing attempt is successful. And it glances, they're going to say, off the high stick of Brennan Parker. It was very close to not being a high stick. Well, official saying it is.
Friars catch an extra break there. Faceoff will now go all the way down, as if it was an icing against the Bulls. But as you said, they are just running circles around this Friars defense in the offensive zone. And Urso has been the reason why this game has not seen a goal yet.
Anderson weaving through the neutral zone, picking up speed, dropping it off. Krikow, a drive over the net. And that was Krikow of the Christian variety. Another shot, pad save made Urso. We don't have a shot tracker, but if we did, I'd say he'd have at least 12, if not more, saves at this point. Bazil, D-to-D, shot low, caught up with the traffic in front. Turnaround chance wouldn't go. It's Krikow. Nice pass, Bazil, no! Urso without a stick made the save. No, he had a stick. He made the save anyway.
Boy, what a
stick, no stick was a tough one.
I don't think it matters at this point. He could be missing his mask, and if for some reason the ref didn't blow the whistle, he'd make the stop.
And making a save and getting a round of applause from the fans to our right. Finally with Serpico. Anderson runs into some trouble in the form of the forechecking Giacoppi. He'll flip this one high, and that will leave the rink. 2:52 to go here in the first. No score between St. Anthony, Smithtown Hauppauge.
Much like the last JV game we called, this one's pretty much one-sided so far, even more so, I'd say, than the first period in the other game. But unlike that game, neither team has been able to find the back of the net, more so the Smithtown Hauppauge Bulls, who have had pretty much 99% of the chances.
And they have dominated. Scoreboard not reflecting that, and if that means if St. Anthony's can get a goal up on the board, that could be huge. Very frustrating experience when you're heavily outshooting your opponent, as Smithtown Hauppauge are. Healy, good lead pass, connecting with Lawler. Lawler on the backhand. Doesn't have as much time as maybe he thought, and his pass goes all the way through and out. Gathered back by Daniel Munch. His lead pass bounced around and comes all the way back in to the St. Anthony zone. Shimkus playing it along, now settled down by Lawler. Ahead, Munch takes a shot, pass save, rebound, and a left pad save made by Serpico, his first real test of the evening.
And he passed with flying colors. It's been a goaltending duel so far.
Nice little move to get free. Long shot save made Urso as he denies Connor Krikow.
As you mentioned, this could be interesting. This is an absolute win for St. Anthony's if they get out of this period tied. And they just had a phenomenal chance themselves. If they could perhaps steal a lead after this first period, that's going to do a lot for their momentum and confidence going forward in the second.
Face off one in the offensive zone by the Bulls. They quickly get it to Lucido, but the shot blocked. Great defensive read there by Michael Rainey. Pass across, intercepted now with speed. In come the Bulls. A shot save made Urso. Do you expect anything else? Another shot denied Urso, and he's covered.
Wow. We have seen through a night, almost 2 full nights here so far in the SCHSHL season, some phenomenal goaltending performances. This isn't even 1 full period yet, and this is incredible what we are seeing from Urso.
He robbed Ackerman, who came in flying and had a great shot. But it's going to take something truly special to beat Christopher Urso at the moment. And you could see why perhaps a former junior varsity goaltender would-be junior varsity goaltender Michael Elko for St. Anthony found himself on West Islip. He led them to a 6-1 victory in their first game last night.
He looks great.
So plenty of goaltending to go around for the Friars. Perhaps an understatement. Lucido trying to bank one ahead. Great read to intercept by Ackerman. A shot save made Urso. A broken record. Another try denied by Urso. Still loose out in front. Keeping it alive from the point was Parker. Banked and just splits the D and gets out of the zone. But back on the stick of Parker. Giveaway, Lawler, and falling down was Serpico. Lawler couldn't get a shot. Did he know he fell down? Oh my. Bulls come back. Lucido, Ackerman just deposits Palladino to the ice.
And that was nearly what we were talking. Oh my, I think he did notice. By the time he did, though, he fumbled the puck and couldn't get a clean shot away. Friars nearly stole a lead into the locker room.
Just 26 seconds remaining in the first period. Won the draw forward to St. A's. Lawler trying to navigate his way around Bazil. Pulling out in front and a sharp angle shot denied by Serpico. Rebound. Here's Bazil coming out of the zone from his defensive post. In deep in the Friar end. Dorian trying to back him up. Instead, the Friars will emerge. Running out of time, though, in the period. They got to get a shot away, and they will not. So no score after 1, but hats off to Christopher Urso, the only reason it's scoreless after 1.
Absolutely. This game could almost be 6-0, 6-1 if you want to give St. Anthony's one of their couple chances they had. But, wow, a goaltending duel, especially for Urso. And you almost want to say advantage St. Anthony's. That's a win of a period for them, all things considered.
All things considered. We'll be right back for the second period Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League here and only on LI Sports Network. Welcome back to the Rinks in Hauppauge. You're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League here on LI Sports Network. Brady Campbell, myself, Ryan Brannigan, our cameraman, Wally Mitchell, taking you to the final of a 3-game set at the JV level. And I hope you got your free tickets to the Christopher Urso show because you've been in for a treat. Now, as you mentioned, Brady, you said, I would say advantage St. A's. I would agree with you. I don't think you could have a much worse period of hockey played by St. Anthony and come away still scoreless. It's only up from here, I would imagine.
It's got to be, because they're obviously trying out there, but it's hard to mince words with that period of play in favor of Smithtown Hauppauge. If you looked at the deserve to win-o-meter, you maybe give St. A's 1% due to their goaltending after that first period of play.
The deserve to win-o-meter, indeed, would be favoring Smithtown Hauppauge. But then it comes the question, you can't get frustrated as well. And it's easy to when you've played as well as you have and have nothing to show for it. Good opening shift, though, for St. Anthony. However, puck comes on to the stick of Meyer, and he'll clear it out. Pusarina there as well, along with Doyle, as the Bulls look to get it right back in the St. Anthony end where they spent so much time in the first. Friars trying to break out in the form of Liam Healy. Rolls back onto the defensive stick of Ty Shimkus, and that pass goes right through Espremonti. So the Bulls try to break out themselves now, and Doyle running into some trouble. Dorian trying to help out. It's a giveaway. Shot goes off the stick of Basil and wide. Came off the stick of Healy. Basil battling down low, but it's the Friars who get there. Centering feed, spin around shot, deflection, score! There it is! The first goal of the game, and it belongs to the Friars. They lead it 1-0.
My, oh my. And we've only played a little over a minute, but this is the exact opposite of what we saw. All Friars so far to start. A little bit of an unlucky break here as he doesn't get much on the shot, but it goes right to his teammate, and Serpico can't get over in time, but the Friars, wow, 1-0.
Aspromonte with the deflection in front. Lawler the initial shot, and Healy fed it to Lawler. That's your first goal of the game. And again, we said it, advantage to the Friars that you got out of that period scoreless. You can't play much worse than you did. They immediately respond in the second and have a goal to show for it. Now, how do the Bulls respond? You played so well through 15, and you're down 1-0. And again, a good follow-up shift for the Friars. They have the puck in the zone, getting the cycle game going. Moved around to the far corner. Centering feed. Knocked down by Serpico. Kersher will try to flip out. He will. And putting on the Jets is Costa. Costa on the back end will try to spin one. Nice pass shot. I think that caught the glove of Urso and came all the way down.
Yeah, you gotta force Urso to make a save there, which, like you said, he may have gotten the piece, but that wasn't all that close.
Yeah.
You gotta, at the very least, make him stop you.
Costa shot that one, definitely stick to a side and all the way up and into the netting and out of play. 12:30 to go here. Period number 2, 1-0 St. Anthony. And I should mention, it is, of course, the St. Anthony JV black team I'm talking about. The gold team, they just played Sachem and won 5-4 a couple hours ago on this very sheet of ice. Face-off win, offensive zone. Shot, deflection, and Urso with the snag on the deflection in front. My goodness.
And the Bulls, Krikow especially, he's got to be wondering, what do we have to do to beat this guy? Still plenty of time. It almost feels like a matter of time. But the more and more you see, the more and more you're not sure if they'll beat him.
Face-off win by the Bulls in the offensive zone. Shot from Brennan Parker, missed the net wide. Anderson battling for possession of the puck, kicks it to the corner for Dorian. Dorian back to Brennan Parker. Hopped over his stick and out of the play, or out of the zone. Tough play for Parker. Giacoppi brings it over the line, over to Welter. Welter mishandles the puck, and Parker able to chip it ahead. Anderson here for Krikow. The shot just missed. Good chance for Christian Krikow. Giacoppi hops over the stick of Lucido, and Parker comes over. Great defensive recovery. Nevertheless, the Friars have the puck in the zone. Hit dished out. And we think we'll see a penalty here. Gavin McCormick still tied up. I think that's just a malfunction.
Yeah, their helmets are stuck together.
Oh
I didn't see the ref's arm go up, and I don't believe it's a penalty.
No.
I just think it's the equipment malfunction.
The Bulls family members to my right and Friar family members got a kick out of that one. As a little too close for comfort there between Gavin McCormick. I didn't catch the Bull involved. Face-off in the O-zone for the Friars. One in the defensive end by Smithtown Hauppauge. It is behind the net. They'll try to work it to a winger. They will. Avlanitis. Centering feed. It's Ackerman. Ackerman trying to do his best to regain possession. And he finally will. Ackerman now brings it into the zone. Looking for somewhere to go with the puck. Brings it around. Hits the brakes. Still on the stick of Ackerman. Still on the stick of Ackerman. Now Bazil loads up. Fires blocked. Right into the skate of Aspromonte, the goal scorer. Now the Friars a shot, sharp angle. Shot denied by the glove of Serpica.
And you can really see this period, I'd say, is overall pretty even. You can really see the Friars, excuse me, not the Flyers, the Friars starting to really turn this play around. They started that for the second period great. They got the goal, and now they really have turned this game around.
Ackerman carries out from his own end. Hits the brakes, stutter step, and eventually gets shoved off the puck. But a giveaway right on to the stick of Corcione. Back down low, centering feed, pops up into the air and not taking any chances. Nicholas Urso. Oh, Nicholas.
He might want to be careful if the Friars continue to play like this. Not too many chances towards him with all the energy he's exerted in that first period. He might fall asleep down there. But it's good to see he's still alert.
Face off one, Bulls shot denied by Urso. I think Urso will be awake for the next 17 hours with how focused he is right now. Centering feed, turnaround shot. Save made by Urso. Another centering feed. Chance here for the Bulls. Wrap around and running into some trouble. Good defensive play as Posarina came around the net. Kersher battling Robert Leno. Leno trying to get back on it. Being hounded vigorously by Peyton Mayer. Another shot. Right pad save Urso. Pudak in front. The stick of Urso prevented it from getting to its target. Again, great cycle here from Smithtown Hauppauge, but losing an edge and spinning, tumbling down to the ice was Posarina. Kersher giving a bump to Rainey, and that is going to be an icing on the Friars, and we're back to what we saw in the first, Brady.
Indeed we are. More physical play by the Bulls as Friars starting to take it to them a little bit more than what we've seen, but now the Bulls starting to turn things back around and play here in the offensive zone.
Since I forgot to do this last game, I'm going to do it now. Be sure to follow us on social media at LA Sports Network. Chance, Urso. Another try, save Urso. and just flinging the puck down the ice, hoping it would go on goal. They do. No icing. Bulls look to regroup and try to figure out how to solve the labyrinth that is Christopher Urso. Sliding hard into the boards that time was Camastro. Centering feed, Lucido is right there on the, pardon me, that's Power right on the door. 43, not 42. Parker, sharp angle shot, gets blocked and able to try to muster up a clearing attempt. Gavin McCormick, no, it's not out. Costa, shot blocked, rolls into the corner. Connor Krickow chasing after. Work to the winger. McCormick this time will clear. He's got numbers. 3-on-2 over the blue line. McCormick, centering feed, hoping for Giacoppi. He was bumped neatly by Brennan Parker. Here's Costa for Power. Power, nice move. Has Krickow calling for it, but the shot deflects up and over. Palladino with a good defensive play. Thrown on goal, and another save for the one and only Christopher Urso.
I don't know what it's going to take. We're almost halfway through this hockey game. The shots are probably
They might have to get a real flyer.
25 to about 10.
They might take a real flyer to beat Christopher Urso.
Oh, it might take someone on a better NHL team than that.
Shot, stick save made, Urso. And just, you've got the recruiting tape, all you need right here, one game. Doyle pushing it down low. And this is basically a travel team all-star team on the other end of the ice in Smithtown Hauppauge. Shot, kick save, Serpico, rebound, a big one at that, kicking out. Chance for the Friars against the flow of the play. Down low, Lawler, centering feed, blocked by Basil. Another centering feed, does get all the way through, but ricochets out of the zone. Settling things down, Ty Shimkus. Shimkus' pass goes right off of Christian Krickow, in on goal, where Urso will cover up. 7:22 to go, second period. Still 1-0 Friars over the Bulls.
So we got half a hockey game left, and I love defensive battles and goaltending duels, and because that means the game is close oftentimes, and this is setting up to be a phenomenal second half of this game, if you will.
So you could call it the top line if you want, the line that started out there, or has dominated a lot of the play. Dorian Anderson and Christian Krickow. It's Dorian and Anderson battling down low. And emerging with the puck and playing it along the wall, Liam Healy, not out of the zone. It's kept alive for the moment. And again backed, and another keep in by Basil. Ty Shimkus spins one up the wall, intercepted Dorian, great feed, and just maybe had a little trouble with it. It was too hot to handle by Christian Krickow. Older brother Charles is on varsity this season. Again, Friars trying to break out and running into some trouble. Now they'll get some space.
Big reverse hit, penalty coming up.
Yeah.
I don't even know how the ref saw that. He was ahead of that play already. Krickow got reverse hit big time. He got dropped.
He's going off to the box, I
They
believe.
always catch the second guy.
Yeah, retaliatory.
Munch dropped him, gave him a little cross check, and then right as the ref was passing by, Krickow fired Munch's stick across the ice. And
that I
can't do
did
that.
notice. Yeah, see, that's the thing. If you're going to do something behind the play, don't make it super obvious.
I was impressed, though. The referee looked like he was facing the play, and he was at the red line already. Eyes in the back of his head.
Using all the senses to make that call as a quick glove save is made by Serpico off the offensive zone draw win for the Friars. And you have to think, if you're St. Anthony, big chance here up on the power play to extend the lead to 2. That would be huge with your goaltender playing as he has. Another glove save from Serpico, looking like a second baseman making a routine fly ball catch there. Corcione to take the draw for the Bulls. And winning it forward for St. Anthony was Liam Healy. Another stop made by Serpico, and we'll do it all over again. Minute 48 to go on the power play. And this time the Bulls win the draw, and Avlanitis sends it the length. Cummings pass ahead, misfires, and now Kirscher, with plenty of time, will take it behind his own net. He'll flip one in the direction of Avlanitis over his head and out of the zone. Cummings regroups, pass a bit behind to Zara. In come the Friars, and the puck left the zone. Tough break for Healy, 98, and so an offside.
Pretty good kill so far for the Bulls. Good job standing him up at the blue line there, not allowing too many shots other than that opening sequence where it's just the Serpico covering the puck show.
Got 3 shots off the face-off, relatively easy to handle. Here's Anderson short-handed. Ryan Anderson with speed. Anderson, save made, Urso! He tried the Cooch move, and it wouldn't work. Healy, speed, leaving the zone for the Friars. Nice little move, Healy, but the puck just left a little bit too far in front. To open space, Dorian gets there first. His pass in the skates of Anderson, but Anderson does a great job to still receive it. And instead of push it when he doesn't have to, he does something I love to do in Shell, and that's spin back in my own zone while on the penalty kill.
Play a little too conservative for my liking. If I was playing against you in the SCHL, that's for sure.
Well, you'd have to score, of course. And
it would. The refs would also have to count it.
Dorian sends in. Friars move it. Just 5 seconds to go on the power play. They had the initial quick 3 shots and not much thereafter. Leno trying to make something happen. Deflection, save Serpico, and he'll freeze it. By far the most dangerous test of the power play coming as it expires, and he passed it.
Bulls survive that, and I'd say advantage this period. Of course, St. Anthony's with the goal, and say they've taken the play a little bit more towards the Bulls here, but it's got to be frustrating on that Smithtown Hauppauge bench.
That puck ends up in the netting at a play. Fraction over 4 to go here in the second. The lone goal of the period and game belonging to Anthony Aspromonte. Lawler Healy the assists. 1-0 is where we stand. A much different type of game that we saw prior to this one, which was up and down, rapid fire. This has been a bit more one-sided despite the team dominating play, trailing a shot blocked out in front. And that's a huge hit. Gonna be a penalty, a boarding penalty in particular, I do believe. Wow. And an unforced error is in the offensive zone were the Friars, and they're just playing with fire at this point.
And thank goodness Peyton Meyer popped back up, because that did not sound, it didn't look good and it did not sound good. He got drilled from behind. Another easy call for the ref there. Some not so disciplined penalties. Of course, penalties aren't disciplined per se to begin with, but right in front of the officials, some unnecessary ones from both sides.
So Pape will sit for 2, and I'll see if there's a misconduct attached to it. And I believe there will be, because joining him in the box is Ryan Welter. Shot off the face-off. Deflects up into the netting. And again, huge opportunity if you're Smithtown Hauppauge. But of course, as you said, Brady, glad to see Meyer get up and be okay. Getting the benches going, Smithtown Hauppauge. Anderson. Doyle. Ryan Anderson. Goes down low. Krikow a shot. Save. Urso. Christian Krikow will just backhand that one out in front. They joust for it. Doyle finds the loose puck. Doyle down low, trying to go right back out in front. Scramble, and they score! They finally break through the brick wall. That is Christopher Urso on the power play. It's 1-1.
Had a feeling this would be how he would get beaten. Just a bouncing puck in the crease. And I believe that's Krikow that was just able to shovel that past the outstretched arms of the diving Urso. Brand new hockey game here.
1-1 power play goal for the Bulls. As you mentioned, Brady, you had a feeling it was going to take a real greasy, grimy goal, something you get off the fryer at McDonald's at 12:30 p.m. to beat the goaltender Urso, and it's exactly what we saw. Went off a few skates, third chance, but the Bulls break through. Connor Krikow is first of the season. They take advantage of the penalty rather quickly. Here is his brother, Christian Krikow. He goes down, the physicality ramping up, and we're going to see another power play here, Brady.
Yeah, they cannot let this get out of hand here. You said playing with fire on the last one. Well, they scored. And now, where is there?
I think we're going to get an offside, and given the nature of the collisions, I saw the hand go right up. I went, oh, okay, there's a penalty. Nope, just an offside. My apologies. Bulls send in. Ackerman giving chase. Up the wall, Lucido. Good pass, Avlanitas. Sharp angle try, and it finds the leather belonging to Christopher Urso, who bounces right back after allowing his first goal.
As expected. And for Smithtown Hauppauge, though, all you can really do is just keep the pressure ramped up. Do that, eventually you're going to beat him. It's seemingly only a matter of time before they had a net front scramble like that.
Face-off controlled in the defensive end by St. Anthony. Welter chipping it down low. Ackerman gets there first. Ackerman wheeling around the net to the near side. Gets it to the point for Parker. Parker looking for a deflection. Got one. Save made Urso.
Almost caught him leaning a little bit too far towards his right there. He's just, as you said, super focused, locked in right now, dialed, whatever words you want to use. Big 2:01 to close out this period. Every second in this game has counted the way it's played out on the score sheet.
He's been so very good. Oh, had to do it. And this one, keeping the Friars in it. Doyle. I'll have a better one by the third, don't worry. Uh-oh, danger, and crisis averted as alert, and right on top of it, Christopher Urso. With a $1:44 left here in the second. We're all tied up at 1. Both goals coming in this period. Early on, a goal for St. Anthony, and more recently, the equalizer for the Bulls. Down low, Ackerman. Sharp angle shot. Not sure if that got through. Basil trying to do his best to keep in. He cannot. And Doyle will regather in the neutral zone. Flips it right back on. Trying to make a play on it was Tezera, so no icing. And Ackerman going to work in the corner. Trying to propel it free. Good defense, however, being provided by the Friars. Now Lawler has it. Avlanitas, despite the height differential, doing his best. Over skating this one, Anthony Aspromonte. He'll backhand in, past the stick of Doyle. Doyle will get there first nonetheless. Ackerman, with time, springs a pass forward, gets the stick of Avlanitas. He did not get the red line yet, and so we have an icing against Smithtown Hauppauge.
Good effort there by Avlanitas. Looked to be just shy of the red line. His team will pay for it, though. This one's going to come all the way down. 45 seconds left. Golden opportunity here for the Friars.
Been waiting to see if there's an assist on the Connor Krikow goal. There has not been one awarded just yet. It'll go down as unassisted for the moment. Face-off win. The shot deflecting away off the stick of Camastro. Lawler in the corner, centering feed, and that's a great job in front by Kersher. This rebound, wraparound, and it careened in front, but no one could get a stick on it for the Friars. Skated free by Connor Krikow. Right on the stick of Costa, and frozen in the split position. He did his best to try to stay onside. Did the Bulls Sean Power.
That's often the effort that goes unnoticed there, all for naught. It was a good effort to stay onside because it probably would have been a 3-on-2, although with all the effort he put in the splits, not sure if he would have been able to join the play quickly enough after that.
All I know is if I had tried the same, I wouldn't be able to walk back up here.
Take me a few minutes to get back up as well.
You know, I would have still been there on the ice in that very position. You'd have to carry me out. It's coming from someone who cannot sit crisscross applesauce. Anyway, face off to the left of Urso. Dorian to take the draw from Aspromonte. He got to it. Lifted the stick of Aspromonte, got the loose puck, and fired it. But it's smothered by Urso, who couldn't be in better position. Great play nonetheless from Dorian. Here's Anderson from the wall shot. What did that go off of, Brady?
I would say the bar or like that, the corner where the post meets the crossbar, but I didn't really hear a noise. Now, of course, I do have a headset on.
And then it went off the ceiling.
But it certainly beat Urso.
And I think
did
it
not
left,
find the net.
Yeah. Wild shot from Anderson, doesn't go. And that is also a testament to the fantastic goaltending when you're hitting crossbars and such, because the rest of the net is covered up. And we reach the end of the second period in what's been a very tightly contested game, as evidenced by the score. We are tied 1 apiece going into the third. So strap in, buckle up, and get ready. Third period on its way. You're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League on LI Sports Network. Ryan Bradigan, Brady Campbell and company. We'll be back for the third. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the Rinks and Hauppauge. You're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League, here and only on LI Sports Network. Ryan Branigan, joined alongside my partner Brady Campbell, who not only is providing excellent color commentary, but is also running the board, so a man who could wear all hats. And our tech and cameraman, Wally Mitchell, helping us out in between games and providing the footage you see here. 1-1 after 2. Brady, what is your analysis heading into this third?
Oh, this has been, if you love goaltending and tight defense, this is the game for you if you're just tuning in. If you're just joining us, all Smithtown Hauppauge in the first, but we ended scoreless due to the goaltending of Christopher Urso for St. Anthony's. Much more even second period. St. Anthony's actually scored a quick one. Smithtown Hauppauge responding on the power play. This is setting up to be some finish.
Well, Serena with a feed through the slot, nothing doing. And the Friars look to reset. Yeah, that first period was sheerly and utterly dominated by Smithtown Hauppauge. Had nothing to show from it. Then early in the second, it's the Friars who jump out to the 1-0 lead. Definitely deflated Smithtown Hauppauge a bit. Friars now looking to regain that lead, and that glanced off the shaft of the stick of Nick Serpico. Back down low, Lucido trying to make a move on it. Rolls back into the opposite corner. Parker trying to clear it out. That corner takes a weird bounce shot, never got through. Good defensive stick provided by Costa. Parker with another chance to clear will fire it, bank it ahead, and moving it here for St. Anne's. A backhand shot, a save made. Great rush up the ice from Daniel Munch. He's been arguably St. Anthony's best player here tonight. As the Bulls send in, right back out it comes. It's Munch looking to again make another play on it. Inside, outside on Avlanitis. Then knocks down Basil, which is not easy. Fires it across corner. There to make a play on it, Ackerman. It's still in the zone. Shot out, Giacoppi scores! On the ricochet, St. Anthony lead it 2-1.
And I just don't know, Serpico was ready for this one. You'll watch, it kind of takes a quick bounce right to Giacoppi, and he just, right away, not quite a one-timer, but as close to it as you can, and Serpico through traffic just can't see where it is, where it's coming from. Heads-up play, Giacoppi. And looks like an equipment issue with Serpico after the fact.
That is it. As you mentioned, the bounce came. If you want to run the replay again while we have a break here. Gonna see, oh, the replay. Well, we tried. We'll get that fixed. We have the best team in the biz. We'll get working on that right away. 12:55, just 2 minutes and 5 seconds into the third period. Giacoppi strikes. Lawler will get the assist. It's Lawler who tried to, I believe, direct the shot toward the goal, was blocked, and then that ended up being a beautiful feed to Giacoppi, who made no mistake. And we see the stick tapping on the Smithtown Hauppauge bench, looking to get them back going after once again finding themselves down by 1 in a game they probably think they should be at least tied, if not leading. Face-off coming to the left of Serpico. Controlled by the Friars, but a great read by Christian Krikow. He'll get to the loose puck. Krikow can't get a shot. An impressive defensive recovery was made. And I'm trying to see the number there. I believe that was Gianluca Trezzara. Face off. 1, Anderson shot blocked. And unable to hold in, but this looks like it will be an icing with the puck on edge. Yes, it will. Hustling back nonetheless was Dylan Pardini. And so an offensive zone draw will come of it once more for the Smithtown Hauppauge Bulls. Again, this is one of their 2 junior varsity teams this season. Face off 1 forward, and jumping on it, of course, is Urso. Again, they'll drop the puck to the left of the Friar netminder. Won by Dorian. Can't get the puck through to the front. Ricochets behind. Anderson, great feed. Oh, how did it not go in? Beautiful one-timer from Dorian on the feed from Anderson. Stopped by Urso. Christian Krikow. Anderson. Wheeling. Anderson. It's a little flipperooski, and that goes over the net, hits the glass. Dorian able to get the puck back somehow from Lawler. Puts it behind the net for Krikow. Krikow, nice move to Anderson, denied. And Lawler will flip to center. Kirscher first on it. 2 Friars in his path. He'll get by both of them. He looks to get by a bonus Friar. Kirscher with a move, draws a penalty. Picked up by Krikow. He shot it wide. My goodness.
Catch your breath, Ryan. Whew. Look at this replay right here. This is the save on Krikow moments ago.
Watch this pass.
Great pass here by Anderson. Great vision, right off the blocker. Urso lost it though as soon as he made the stop. And then made a few more for good measure. What an effort though by Kircher as well on that sequence. Nearly got a good look, good shot away. Drew the penalty though. Bulls will take it.
Still, it's been Pape in the box, by the way. He's still in there from his boarding penalty earlier. Face-off won, I believe, by the Friars. It went right back on to their stellar goaltender, and he'll freeze it. So 3 seconds tick off. No, they'll do it all over again. Bulls gain control. Between the legs pass. Doyle wasn't expecting it, but makes a diving effort to prevent a possible shorthanded chance for the Friars. Ackerman will shift it across. Power going back to Doyle. Misfires. As we approach 11 minutes to go here in the third, 2-1 Friars lead. Power play, Smithtown Hauppauge off the stellar effort, as I mentioned prior, from Kircher. Power calling for it. He'll get it on the near side. Power looking for somewhere to go with it. We'll try the far side of the ice. Connor Krickow gains the zone, rips a shot over the net. Clearing attempt stopped by Ackerman. Great play. Ackerman's shot fanned on it, but still able to backhand it down low to Power. Power reversing out of harm's way. Sends it across, but it was on the backhand of Doyle. Doyle resets across. Ackerman loads up, low shot, steered away by Urso. Power in the corner. Sharp angle shot denied by Urso. Connor Krickow battling for it. Costa hustles over. Poke to the line, not out. Ackerman. Nice little move there, and he'll hold it in. Ackerman to Doyle. Doyle walking down low. Holding. Back across. Ackerman, shot, save made by Urso. Everything to the outside though, Brady.
Yeah, not too much in tight, especially that last one. We know they beat him with traffic in front of the net front scramble. You gotta get someone in front of him to block his vision.
2 seconds and one, the power play is over. So a crucial failed power play for the Smithtown Hauppauge Bulls. Christian Krickow sends in. Anderson on it first. Tries to let it go through to Lucido. And Lucido's glove attempt to keep it in fails. Here is Lawler over the net. Back the other way. Come the Bulls. Anderson was a free behind the defense, but the pass was in his skates. And again, Anderson waiting, cheating a bit, if you will, as that shot glanced off Serpico and hit the boards. Behind him, another shot whistles past Serpico. Christian Krickow ahead for Dorian. Defenseman falls. Dorian shot swallowed up by Urso.
What a performance by this goaltender. Dorian catches a break with the defender falling, and another good look. Anderson was trying to try. Anderson could have had at least 2 separate breakaways on that. They tried to pass it to him. That pass didn't get through. About 10 seconds later, I don't think the defenseman, his own teammate, saw him there. Good shift for the Bulls as they tried desperately to beat Urso once again.
Corcione to take the draw. The only goal that beat him was one of those grimy goals in front that go off a few bodies and gets kicked by the defenseman and scrambled. You know the drill. Face-off win by Smithtown Hauppauge. Posarina reverses around. That's just out of the reach of Pardini, and Kircher will hustle after it. Kircher has to bank one around. Tough play off the boards, but making it happen, Posarina. However, there's a giveaway. Friars have it back. If you're the Friars, you want more time in the Smithtown Hauppauge zone. They'll get it here. On a playback, hoping to get that one to Rainey. He's out. Posarina giving chase. Rainey back on it. Tries to chip it in. Kircher skates after it. He'll have possession. 7:52 left here in the third period. 2-1 Friars have the advantage. Post Arena into the zone. Post Arena, the left shot, tries to center one. It got deflected, bounced behind the net. Trying to play it out further was Mayer. He draws a penalty. There's a chance at a save made or so. Kersher activates from the defensive post, down the wall. And another penalty upcoming. Another power play going to Smithtown Hauppauge.
Friars are playing with fire here in this third period. It's not quite what it was the first as far as the zone time and the chances for Smithtown Hauppauge, but they are getting dangerously close to evening this game back up as a hooking call here upcoming against St. Anthony's, and I believe it's going to go, I can't quite see the number there.
Palladino to the box, 36. Face-off win, all important from Smithtown Hauppauge. They could set up Anderson. What a play defensively made by Healy, and a quick clear for the Friars despite the clean face-off win for Smithtown Hauppauge. Anderson will reset. I think Anderson maybe overthought that one there, Brady. Try to make a little something happen that really wasn't there. Either way, Anderson back on it. Try to make up for it. Dorian across. Doyle lets one go, and it's eaten up by Urso.
That was pretty quick after the zone entry, but once again, didn't have time to really get much traffic in front of Urso. And for Smithtown Hauppauge, that really seems to be the only, or either that or how they ended up scoring their first goal on that scramble.
Both Krickows are out there, along with Dorian, Doyle, and Anderson. Here's Anderson to Doyle. The right shot, takes a what a pass, and oh, and what a go! Oh, how? The stick of Urso. Krickow, a shot. Denied by Urso and fired out of the zone.
Krickow wants that one back. He completely fanned on that initial try.
He did.
And tried to bat it, and by then Urso was able to get over.
Anderson backhands one across, but Christian Krickow is just out of the reach of Doyle, keeping it alive. Doyle playing it down low, Christian Krickow in the corner, looking for someone to move the puck. Circles, shot, scores! Through a screen, the puck had eyes, it's 2-2.
He goes high glove here. Well, look at this shot. Gets himself a decent angle, using two defenders as a screen and his teammate. That's what we were just talking about. And a perfectly placed shot. That's a recipe for success against any goaltender, really, but especially against this guy. And back even. Back even we are, 2-2, 6:11 to go in the third. It's coming down to the wire here in the South Rink at the rinks in Hauppauge. Where else would you want to be on a Wednesday evening? Brennan Parker trying to chip it ahead. St. Anthony are offside. Aiden Pape has made his return to the ice following his boarding penalty, or checking from behind as it's listed on the live stats feed, brought to you by Game Sheet. Lucido trying to bank one ahead, too far for Avlanitis. He'll get it right back, and once again we'll try a bank pass ahead, and once again we'll miss Avlanitis, and this will become an icing. Interesting to see how these next few minutes play out, because obviously we're approaching the home stretch here. If any team could grab a lead, but if we get into those final minutes, all it takes is one mistake. So we'll see how conservative these teams play it with 5:44 left.
If the game goes to overtime, both teams get a point. Important to note, the game can also end in a tie. Controlling it, Robert Leno. They'll try to leave it for Rainey. They'll try to clear. Lucido holds in. Lucido again takes it on the backhand. Will shift it down the wall past Avlanitis. Connor Krickow comes on over and right back on the stick of Leno. Leno, however, can't clear. Great job by Costa. Rolls around Avlanides, takes a peek, knows he has Lucido, gets it to him. Lucido returns it to Avlanides. Back to Lucido, holding as he had a Fryer in the way, passed it anyway, and it hit him and sent back the other way. Avlanides on a good pass from Brennan Parker. Enters the zone. Avlanides, long shot, sticked away by Urso. Avlanides takes a spill as the Friars break out. It's Michael Rainey carrying it out. He lost control. Parker banked ahead, but it's right back on the stick of Pape. Pape wraps it around the boards into the far corner. Trying to make a play on it, Lucido. Now Dorian back out there. 4:20 to go here in the third period. Brennan Parker. A certain Hansen would say this might be the witching hour. As Anderson has it, backhands it along, in deep into the zone. Steering it around is Tazara. On the far wall, good play by Ackerman. Ackerman lets one go, and it's in the pads of Urso. No rebound. That face-off coming to the left of the Friar netminder.
Under 4 minutes left now. See how these teams play it. They're going to be aggressive, go for the regulation win.
Rolls back on to Urso, who covers up. I mean, it is quite impressive. The only goals that have gotten past Urso have been a 4 or 3 player screen in which the puck was perfectly placed where he was not covering, and a mishmash of a scramble in front. Dorian. I mean, it also has taken great chances to beat Serpico as well, who has played just fine over there on the Smithtown Hauppauge end of the ice. Hasn't had as many opportunities. And Ackerman just ahead of the play is trying to touch up was Dylan Pardini.
Especially these two teams more than likely to be towards the top of the JV standings.
It was a very competitive JV season last year in which there were clear haves and have-nots that separated themselves, but I mean, it was about 7 or 8 teams deep. Meanwhile, chance, odd man rush. Healy slid it wide and unable to get back on the puck. It's Kirscher trying to play it to himself, and he had no luck there, and Lawler will fire it back in. First on it are the Friars. 2:55 to go. That wraparound try is pinned up against the post. The officials are seeing where the puck is. It's out. No goal.
Yeah,
wow.
You could see it from here. He had no idea where it was. He was just sitting right in front of his pad. Basically on the goal line practically.
Pinned up against that post. It did not cross the line. Face off to the left of Serpico. And that pass intercepted. Away come the Bulls. Nice little dangle, but getting crunched in the process. Tough break there for Meyer. He got crunched earlier in the game as well.
Yeah, that was Daniel Munch again.
Oh, a rematch then. Oh no, Munch, it was Pape. Sorry, pass out in front, rejected. Off the high glass, not out. Munch walks, shot. Oh, a trickle just wide. Pops up into the air. Doyle comes out in front, and Serpico there to seal the post. Another chance here for the Friars. However, turned over. Power nudged it ahead for Meyer, who ushers it into the zone. Nice little play made here, and a shot denied by Posarina. Another chance. Full splits for Urso.
Wow. What more is there to say? We still have at least 2 more minutes left of this. I believe it was Basile. Yeah, 27. Not sure if he got everything on it, but still, he had a lot of net to look at, and Urso, full splits. Not sure where he was. It was under him.
Urso wants last night's best all to himself, Brady. And he swipes that puck away after making the initial save. It's not out. Another wrister from Lucido finds its way into the glove of Christopher Urso. And I'm going to pitch it to Travis and Wally tonight that maybe we just have our very own Urso plays of the night.
We might have to make a folder on these computers for our files here. Christopher Urso, 25, 26 highlights. We already have about 30 of them in there from this one game.
Avellanita's centering feed goes all the way through, and the Friars bank it out. It was Aiden Pape doing the banking. Lucido off the wall. No icing as it glanced off of the Friar defender, that being number 45, Joseph Cummings. Now it's the Friars' turn to try to bank it out, as both teams have about the same idea, and unfortunate offsides against St. Anthony as Aspromonte tried to get back on side for the rush, but he couldn't.
So assuming both these teams are two of the top teams, and it is a bit of a rivalry around these parts. Maybe see if they go for the jugular right here, maybe try to steal 2 points without giving the other team one of their own.
Yeah, 74 seconds left in regulation time. If one of the two teams score and go on to win, they will steal essentially a point away from the other. Otherwise, both teams guaranteed to get at least a point if the game goes into overtime. Tumbling down to the ice that time was Tazara. Pardini along the wall, centers one, it's there, and went wide. Did he save it, Brady? I'm sure he probably did Urso. Dorian keeps it in. Welter first on it for the Friars. Tries to clear and got checked from behind by Dorian. Great hustle play, Caden Dorian. Dorian centers, shot, save, rebound. Pardini couldn't get all that shot, and it was blocked by Cummings. Dorian has it knifed away. A good defensive play, Giacoppi. Pardini down the wall, but perhaps too softly as Welter gets there first. Giacoppi there as well. Backhander goes right off of Anderson. This line has been so dangerous for the Bulls tonight. Dorian spun one off a skate. Battle to get there. And now a one-on-one developing, but hustling back. Kershaw, they run out of time. And we will see overtime.
Why not? Why not? We thought the last game was an early game of the year candidate, which it was a candidate. This probably does take the cake here early on. Phenomenal goaltending. Credit to Smithtown Hauppauge for not getting overly frustrated and battling, and they nearly stole the victory there with a couple chances late, but we're set up 4 minutes on the clock.
Much like a Golden Corral, you take your pick of what you want from tonight from LI Sports Network and the Suffolk County High School Hockey League here at the rinks. If you want high-flying, end-to-end action that's a close, great game, well, we've got Sachem St. A's. If you want a defensive goaltending duel, well, we've got Smithtown Hauppauge St. A's. And that's where we are now. 4 minutes on the clock. 2-2. Brady, are you strapped in?
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to matter, but
here we go. And it's Ryan Anderson on the backhand. Anderson controlling, looking, holding, weaving on the backhand. Dishing it off. Long shot. Blocker save. Going, on top of the net and over. Dorian. This is like a power play for Smithtown Hauppauge right now, but it's 4-on-4. Ryan Anderson weaving, circling. Dorian. Oh, it went high and wide. And now Smithtown Hauppauge, or St. Anthony, have control of the puck.
Look out.
Pape, oh, dangerous. Or pardon me, that is Liam Healy. Dorian. Pass blocked. Dorian, now Ryan Anderson picks up the loose puck. Makes a nice move, cuts in, 3-on-2 developing. Oh, Anderson trying to go around. He'll leave the puck between his legs and get it on the other side. There was no other side because Urso was there.
The skill for some of these kids on these two teams is unbelievable. That pass from Anderson to Dorian somehow just missed the net wide. Unbelievable.
It's not even varsity. That blows my mind. Down low it goes. Ty Shimkus trying to maneuver his way up the wall. Now he's helped out by Healy. Healy trying to bank one out. Lawler, foot race with Doyle. Lawler is going to get good position. He's got the puck. Trying to stuff it in, and would it go? Another try. Scores! Aiden Poppy has called game. Oh, Liam Healy has called game. And the Friars win it in overtime, 3-2.
My, oh my. Why not? It's basically the theme of the game. The first period, all Bulls, and they found themselves behind. Overtime to this point, all Bulls, but the hustle right there leads to the chance. What an effort getting down the ice by Nick Lawler. And is able to get a chance himself, and it pops right out to Healy, who's able to jam it past Serpico. And what about? Both these teams absolutely deserved a point. And what a finish. And the Friars.
I'm giving a round of applause right now.
Probably outplayed slightly overall in the game. Obviously, we mentioned the first period. But come away with a well-deserved victory.
Normally, I reserve Brandy Biggins for when I'm doing color commentary, but my goodness, do I have to award the biggest Brandy Biggin that I've ever awarded to goaltender Christopher Urso. I mean, what an all-time Suffolk County High School Hockey League performance in between the pipes tonight from him. Kept his team in it when they didn't really stand a chance, and all the way up until the overtime where he had to stand on his head once more just for a good measure. And without him, this game is all but over. So Smithtown Hauppauge, St. Anthony, it did not disappoint. That will just about wrap it up here. Brady, any final thoughts?
What a night of hockey here on the South Ring. That's pretty much all I got left. Be sure to tune in. The North Ring should have about a period or so left. Maybe a little bit less since we went into overtime, but can't wait for Friday. That's for sure. Rivalry night was a big success here on the South Ring.
Oh, absolutely. And if you haven't already and you're still with us, be sure to follow us on socials at LI Sports Network. You'll have last night's best in your feed along with so much more that we have cooked up for you guys. So that'll do it for our coverage here tonight on a thrilling 3 games here on the South Rink. On behalf of Brady Campbell, our cameraman, tech, everything else, Wally Mitchell, I'm Ryan Brownigan saying so long and good night, and see you next time only on the LI Sports Network.